Hi, I'm Shane with eCharger.com. Today I'm going to walk through how to install the Curt powered taillight converter kit with 4-pole flat trailer connector on your 2013 BMW X5. Adding wiring to your vehicle is going to allow you to get light signals transferred back to either your boat trailer, maybe you have a flatbed trailer or something like that you're pulling that is requiring lighting functions. This is going to allow you to get those functions to transfer back to your trailers so that you're not only legal but you're safe and everybody around you knows what you're doing. Maybe you have a cargo carrier and loading up that cargo carrier, maybe putting a little bit of coverage on your tail lights. Having a 4-pole plug is going to allow you to run lights to that cargo carrier, use your 4-pole plug to activate those lights so that people, again, can see what you're doing. This wiring is going to live inside the vehicle, so when you're not using it, you can store it in an out-of-the-way place. When you're ready to use it, you're simply going to route it out of the vehicle and hook it to whatever you're wanting to get lights to or light functions to. It's going to be your 4-pole connection, so you're going to have both turn signals, your brake lights, and your running lights. It's going to have 5 amps per circuit for your stop and turn signals, 7.5 amps per circuit for your tail lights. This wiring harness is also going to come with a nice dust cap, so when you're not using it and you have it stored away, it's going to help keep any dust or anything from getting in and clogging up your connections. The nice thing about the BMW, if you look right here, there's a gap. You can take your wiring, feed it down behind your tailgate, simply slide it over like that and close your tailgate, and it gives you plenty of movement. You don't have to worry about your wire being pinched. It gives you plenty of length to get to your trailer wiring. Again, when you're not using it, simply bring it inside the vehicle. You can choose wherever you want to store it. You can store it inside here with your spare tire, or you can store it right over here in the side compartment. It's nice and safe. You don't have to worry about anything when you're taking anything in and out of the vehicle from inside here, getting snagged on it and potentially causing damage to it. Another nice thing I like about this is with our converter box, what the converter box does is it protects our factory wiring on our BMW from any backfeed if our trailer has a wiring issue. On the front of the converter box, it's also going to have the color wires listed and what functions they do. So very easy to read. Converter box is going to be filled with a potting material, and what that potting material does is it fills a hole inside of that box, so where our wires are connected onto that circuit board, it reduces the risk of those wires coming loose off that circuit board caused by vibration, which I find in a lot of different wiring harnesses. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let me walk you through how to get it installed. To start our installation, we need to get in the back of our vehicle. Take a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to remove the 3 screws on top, and we're going to have 2 down inside. Then we're going to come to our side panels. We'll remove our side panels. We need to disconnect our wiring going to our tail light. There's going to be a little tab on the bottom. This little tab right here. You're going to push that and pull the wiring out. To make it a little bit easier, I'm going to take a trim panel tool and I'm going to actually pop this connector off right here. Like this. Now, we tested and determined this is going to be a 3-wire system. Our brake wire is going to be the gray and yellow, which is this one right here. Running light signal is going to be our yellow and black, which is going to be this one. And our left turn is going to be our blue and green. We'll connect those 3 wires on the driver's side. Passenger side, we're going to be just connecting the turn signal. We're going to have 1 green wire that we run over there. It's going to connect to the blue and brown wire. So we're going to start with our gray and yellow, which is our brake light signal. This is going to be the red wire on your wiring harness. So we'll take our quick connect, slide the wire in place like this. And we'll take our red wire and slide it up like that. We'll take a pair of pliers, push down the center. We'll fold the cap over. Then we're going to do that same process for our turn signal and our running light signal. Next, I'm going to attach my power wire coming from my converter box that's going to be running to my battery. You're going to get a bundle of wire like this. We're not going to need half of this. Actually, we're probably not even going to need a quarter of it because our battery sits right here. So what I did is I cut off a chunk that gives me plenty of room so that I can mount my converter box wherever I want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strip back the wire. Kit's going to come with butt connector, come into place, and then we'll add it onto the black wire coming out of the converter box. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of tape and cover that up just to help hold it in place. Then you can go ahead and plug your taillight back in. Two-sided tape. Stick it on the back of your converter box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it right here. Then we're going to mount our ground wire. It needs to be mounted to metal. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the nut off the taillight and mount it right there. We use an 8mm socket to remove it. Once you put your ring terminal on, just reinstall the nut. I'm going to take the rest of my wires, my 4-pole, my green, and my power wire, run it right underneath this panel. Like that. And if you really wanted to, your 4-pole wire, you could leave over here, tuck it down inside there. When you put this panel back in place, it's out of the way. Or you can leave it over on this side and stick it over in your where your spare tire sits. So it's really up to you. I routed my green wire right here against this back panel where this factory wiring is, over the passenger side. And as I mentioned, connected it to the blue wire with the brown stripe. And we're going to cut our black wire down. Add on our other butt connector. We're going to take our fuse holder, cut it in half, strip back both ends. We're going to add a ring terminal on one end, and the other end we're going to add in to the butt connector. Then we're going to attach it to the battery. You want to make sure when you make that connection, your fuse is not in the holder. I'm going to use this nut here because you can't get this red piece off. If for some reason this is causing an issue with actually getting it in place, you have one here and there's another one here. I like to use the one that's going directly to the post on the battery, if at all possible. Use a 10mm socket. If you notice, the nut is not going to come all the way off. So what we'll do, we'll take our ring terminal, we're going to cut a little notch out of it, like this. I'm going to try to slide it underneath that washer right there. And then we can tighten it back into place. Once you've made your connection, you can add your fuse into your fuse tap, and then we'll test the wiring and make sure everything's working correctly. Now we'll test out our wiring using part number I26. Left turn, right turn, brake lights, running lights. Once you've tested your wiring, you know everything's working correctly, you can go ahead and add on your dust cover for your 4-pole connector, put it into your favorite storage compartment, go ahead and reinstall your panels, and you're ready to go. Again, I'm Shane with eachother.com. I hope this video has helped you, whether you're still deciding or installing the Curt powered taillight converter on your 2013 BMW X5.